Each year we select distinguished women leaders to honor who represent the very best of our community. We look for women who have served as role models, trailblazers, and respected business leaders. Elaine Polachek represents all of these impressive attributes and many more. And we are incredibly proud to honor her today with our Outstanding Women Leader Award. She has over 30 years of public administration experience and has served in several key positions with the City of Santa Monica. Elaine has dedicated much of her life to this community with key roles at the Pier, Community and Cultural Services, Public Works, and for the past 9 years as Assistant City Manager. She is immersed in every aspect of the city operations and has been an integral player in the city's innovative policies on the environment, transparency, and well-being. Elaine is an incredibly resourceful and responsive leader. She sets the standard for civil service and inspires everyone she works with through her high work ethic and high standards for success. She is trusted and respected by those she works with in Santa Monica and beyond, and who have come to know Elaine over the years. As Assistant City Manager, Elaine oversees the day-to-day coordination, administration, and supervision of 11 city departments. She focuses on developing, enhancing, and sustaining relations with key city business partners, such as the Santa Monica Chamber of Commerce, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, now called Santa Monica Travel and Tourism, Downtown Santa Monica, Inc., and the Pier Corporation. In 2014, Elaine received the John H. Nail Award from the League of California Cities. This award is presented to an outstanding municipal assistant city manager who has contributed significantly to their city government and to the advancement of the community as a whole. In 2016, Assembly Member Richard Bloom selected Elaine as the 50th Assembly District's Woman of the Year. Santa Monica is so fortunate to have Elaine as Assistant City Manager, and we are thrilled to celebrate her today. Put simply, Elaine is a pillar of Santa Monica. I am so honored to present the 2017 Outstanding Women Leader Award to our Assistant City Manager, Elaine Polachek, and my friend. Elaine, please join us on stage.
Good morning, Santa Monica. It's nice to be here. Thank you, Julia, for that very kind introduction. My thanks to the Chamber of Commerce, the Commission on the Status of Women, and all who have made this morning possible. I'm so honored to receive this award, and I'm humbled to be a co-recipient with Amy Ziering. When Laurel notified me that I was receiving the OWL Award this year, I began thinking, what would I say to an audience overflowing with exceptional women? In fact, looking around this room, you would think that Santa Monica's movers and shakers are predominantly women. And you'd be right. Women comprise a significant proportion of leadership in our community. Gleam Davis is our Mayor Pro Tem and serves with Pam O'Connor and Sue Himmelrich on our City Council. Dr. Catherine Jeffrey is President of the Santa Monica College, right there. And 4 of the 7 members of the College Board of Trustees are women. Lori Lieberman is our school board president, and 3 of the 7 members of the Board of Education are women. Laurel Rosen is president and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce. Kathleen Rawson is president, CEO of Downtown Santa Monica, Inc. Misty Kearns is President CEO of Santa Monica Travel and Tourism. And women lead many of our boards and commissions and nonprofit organizations. Women also make up a high percentage of the City of Santa Monica workforce and executive team. 6 of the 11 department heads are women, including the directors of Public Works, Finance, Human Resources, Library, Community and Cultural Services, the City Clerk, the Rent Control Director, and our Police Chief and former Al Award recipient. That's impressive. At many of the meetings I attend, women outnumber men. I'm really proud to work in a community where women compete successfully for leadership positions, excel at their work, and elevate their organizations. Many of us assume that Santa Monica is a microcosm of the rest of the world. But I've been researching now how women fare in attaining leadership roles, and unfortunately, our success is not shared throughout the private and public sectors as one might think. In fact, Santa Monica may be more of an outlier than the standard. So here's what I've learned. In a study entitled Women in the Workplace 2016, conducted by leanin.org and McKinsey, researchers found that in corporate America, women fall behind early and keep losing ground with every step. Let me share a few of their key findings. Women remain underrepresented at every level in the corporate pipeline. Corporate America promotes men at a 30% higher rate than women during their early stages of their careers. Women negotiate for promotions and raises as often as men, but face more pushback when they do. Women are almost 3 times more likely than men to think their gender will make it harder to get a raise, promotion, or a chance to get ahead. The challenge is even more pronounced for women of color. Compared with white women, women of color face the most barriers and experience the deepest drop-offs with seniority. Having spent the majority of my career in local government, I was confident that the public sector would set the bar for gender equality in leadership. But my research indicated otherwise. In 1976, a task force of ICMA, the International City-County Management Association, issued a report on the low number of female chief executives. The results of the report were really eye-opening. At that time, and remember, this is 1976, women made up about half of the municipal government workforce, but only 1% of chief administrative officer positions. In 2003, only 12% of the nation's city and county managers were women. In 2013, that number had risen to 20%, only to drop to 14% the following year. So over the course of 38 years, chief administrative officers grew from 1% to 14%. Isn't that disheartening? I've seen this lack of representation firsthand at the annual ICMA convention. The convention draws about 3,500 city and county managers. There are women in attendance, of course, and a smattering of men and women of color, but the room is predominantly white, male, and over 50. So why is Santa Monica the exception? Why do we continue to have significant numbers of women in leadership roles? Gen Xers and millennials undoubtedly assume that it's always been this way. But those of us of a certain age know that it took trailblazers to push for gender equality in Santa Monica. Women like Chloe Hoover, Santa Monica's first female mayor, who had the courage to oppose the opinions of her fellow male city council members and prevail, ensuring the Santa Monica Pier was protected. And speaking of the pier, where I spent 11 years working on its revitalization, Ruth Yanata Goldway and Judy Abdo were strong voices advocating for preserving its history and character. Susan McCarthy, Santa Monica's first female city manager, was an inspiration to me and my colleagues. Eleanor Roosevelt famously said, "You must do the things you think you cannot." And these women did. But there have been many women, mothers, teachers, organizers, activists, business owners, who used their individual and collective intelligence and force of will to champion issues. Santa Monica is a more inclusive and vibrant city because women have shaped every facet of our community. Research also validates that a lack of gender diversity and women in senior level positions can hinder government from reaching peak performance. So clearly, we need a new cohort of young women who will take the reins and influence the future of Santa Monica and other cities. Given the numbers that I just recited, I am more than a little concerned about whether there will be a next generation of women leaders in city management. While public administration is number 7 on the list of top 10 graduate degrees for men, it doesn't even make the list for women. Yet studies show that women tend to gravitate towards academic fields and career paths where they have a positive social impact and work collaboratively with others. This is the definition of city management. So here's my pitch. Talk to your daughters, talk to your granddaughters, talk to your nieces, talk to your friends who are contemplating future careers. Let them know that smart, assertive, caring women who want to have a transformative effect on people's lives can accomplish that in city government. Let's pledge to move the dial from 14% to at least 50% in the next 38 years. And in the meantime, all of us will continue to do our part to ensure that strong female voices are heard and respected. Recognition is a natural opportunity for self-reflection. I've had my share of accomplishments, disappointments, important milestones, and tremendous good fortune. When asked how I've been able to promote in my career, my standard answer is luck and timing. But it's been much more than that. Each of us stands on the shoulders of those who came before. For me, it starts with my family. I am blessed with wonderful parents. I inherited my father's temperament and work ethic. Some might say we're stubborn and opinionated, but I think that we're determined and energetic. My mother has always been my role model. She taught me my people skills, the importance of consensus building, finding the win-win, and working collaboratively to get things done. She is a woman of grace and style, and any soft skills that I have come from my mom. My parents have been supportive of every one of my undertakings, even the questionable ones, and there have been a few. My sisters, brother, their spouses, my mother-in-law, and cousins are not only family, they are my closest confidants and advisors. I'm fortunate to have many of them here today, and I'd like them to please stand so that I can say thank you. Come on, everybody up. I'm well represented here this morning. I'm also grateful to colleagues and friends in the city and community, both past and present, who worked with me, coached me, and taught me the ropes. Many are here this morning, and I am grateful for your presence and your support. 2 former city managers, Lamont Ewell and Rod Gould, took a chance on me and promoted me into the city manager's office. I'd like to think that their confidence in me was well placed. And now I have the great good fortune of working side by side with Rick Cole, whose generosity and respect have meant so much to me. But the person I am most indebted to is my husband, Joel. He keeps me centered, or as centered as I'm able to be. When he asks me how my day was, and I tell him living through it was bad enough, once was bad enough, I don't need to relive it, he's okay with that. Joel is the yin to my yang. He is inquisitive and outgoing. Where I am often reluctant to try new things, Joel leans in and embraces change. I follow the rules, and Joel flouts them. He is calm where I am more volatile. I could not have achieved or endured without his love and support. Thank you, honey. In one of his weekly messages to staff and city council, Rick said, "Regardless of our plans, no one knows for certain how long we will have the opportunity to serve, which makes all of our time here, in a sense, bittersweet. In the good times and the bad times, and we all have both, there is the reality that this too shall pass. We sometimes refer to permanent employment status, but none of us is permanent, and at some point, we all have to pass the baton. And so it is for me. I will be passing the baton in July when I leave the city. When I came to Santa Monica in the summer of 1984, looking for a job, it never occurred to me that I would spend my career here. I was living with my sister and brother-in-law in the valley, and my goal was just to find cooler weather. But stay I did, and my luck and timing were impeccable. And whatever comes next for me, it will build upon the relationships and support I've received throughout my career. I'm optimistic about Santa Monica's future, and I'm confident that when it comes to addressing challenges, it will be Santa Monica's women who will take the lead charge. And now, in honor of International Women's Day, I would like to close with a quote from Tina Fey that acknowledges the contributions of assertive women. You know what? Bitches get stuff done. Thank you very much. Well, I'm thrilled to be here as an honoree for the OWL event. It's so gratifying to be recognized by peers, especially since I've spent the majority of my career in Santa Monica. So to be distinguished by women in Santa Monica is very meaningful to me.